Leicester City in particular is grieving the death of many, with nearly 10 families having relatives as passengers on that plane that crashed. Radhika Iyer spoke to Leicester residents about the support they have to offer in the aftermath of the horror in the air. In fact, we also have a reaction from Leicester MP Shivani Raja lined up for you. Listen in.
Let me get your reaction. I mean, this has been devastating, the shock, the horror. How is Leicester reacting?
I think there's so much. I think when people first heard the news, and I got to the restaurant this morning, and before then you'd seen it on social media, I think people have come in and said how sad they're feeling, how upset they are. Even if they have very little relationship with India, at the end of the day they're Indian, and so there's this strong connection. But also then the horror of the fact that these people were from Leicester, so it brings it very close to home. These are people you know, or you know somebody related to them. But the whole incident, and a number of people I was speaking to earlier were saying, we often just fly to Ahmedabad because the only direct flight you get to Ahmedabad, to India, to Ahmedabad is Air India.
Yeah.
So a lot of people use that flight to go to Ahmedabad because a lot of them are from Gujarat. Quite a large population in this area is from Gujarat.
Yeah.
And
let's talk a little bit about that. Thanks for mentioning that. So Gujarat's presence in England, especially Leicester, in London, is huge. And how important is this sector of Ahmedabad and
As
London?
you know, Belgrave Road also is known as the Golden Mile.
Yes.
And most of the population is here from South India, but also from Gujarat. So
South Asia.
South Asia.
Yes.
So this part of Leicester is most important. Having heard about this news, we were all devastated.
Yeah.
And recently when I was filling up at a petrol station, I saw another colleague of mine, a taxi driver, and I said to him, what are your thoughts about this? He says, I was going to pick up some passengers who were coming from India on that flight.
Oh.
Right, and he says it was devastating. Now, instead of picking them up, he's taking their relations to Heathrow to go and identify the bodies in India. So it was such a shock to us, and it brought it so close to us that people are from Leicester, and we're all devastated. And we're a community which is bind together from South Asia,
Yeah.
and we feel the pain all these families must be going through.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Vinod, what sort of activity, how has business been, I won't say affected because it's affected all of us, but people are coming just to meet each other and not quite spend. So how is...
I think it's now it's beyond business. First is about the humanitarian basis. Irrespective, my family is not, none of my family is part of that incident or indirect contact as well. But what happens is I'm in a community where most of them are from Gujarat, are based in Ahmedabad, some part of Gujarat as well. Yeah. So what happens is when they are coming in, just few minutes back, somebody was saying my family and relative to my family is also, part of this incident. It's really shocking. Since morning, we had been listening to this news. We'd been seeing videos. It's definitely scary. First, second is, it's not getting out of your mind, right? Since morning, whatever we do, somewhere we are thinking about 242 members was part of that incident. And we are also thinking about the family, because how difficult it is for the family. What is happening to my kids? What is happening to my mother, father? A lot of relationships were in that flight, right? So it's very difficult.
Like so many others, I was absolutely horrified and devastated in the wake of the tragic news this morning. First and foremost, my deepest condolences, my thoughts and my prayers to all the passengers on board, their families, the residents who have been impacted on the ground, and also the rescue efforts and the emergency services who are on the ground trying to take control of the situation. Potentially there are several residents of Leicester on board that flight this morning. That particular flight route is very popular amongst my constituents here in Leicester East. I've personally used that flight path many times. My family use it and my constituents regularly use it. So this really hit close to home.